welcome to another episode of Learning English with Cheel. Today we will be focusing on vocabulary, how to improve your vocabulary. I see a lot of you struggling with this and constantly asking me of ways in which you can do this. Now, first let me discuss some ways to avoid, right? Number one is when you read books and you note down these difficult words in your diary and you think of situations to use it. You will not get many situations or context in your everyday life to use these difficult words. So I don't recommend this method of noting down things or noting down words from books. um Jargons, okay, you can always note down simple words, but jargons, some very difficult fancy words, I don't recommend, at least until the for at least for A1, A2 and B1 level, right? I don't even B2. So because I don't think that learning very fancy words or using them mm, equals being good at English or being good at any language for that matter. If you're going to be using words that the other person cannot understand, uh, in the A1, A2, and B1 level, it's just you will not be able to understand the context. The other person won't be able to communicate freely with you, and you will start getting underconfident. So, do not try these sort of things. And also, jotting down words from the dictionary. This is also not a very effective way of improving your diction, right? So I have come up with one way. Again, disclaimer, if this does not suit you, you don't have to use it, okay? If you feel like, no, this is a silly way, avoid the rest of the video. Anyway, moving on. What I think is that how to find replacements, simple replacements of the same words that you have been using every day, but a refined version, right? I will give you examples and you will understand better of what I'm trying to say. Um, for example, the word angry. Okay, now the synonyms of angry are, you can use annoyed, you can use agitated, right? But what I'm saying is improve the intensity or add more power to the words that you are using to differentiate and give clarity of context, right? So instead of saying all the time I'm angry, I'm annoyed, or I'm agitated, you can say I'm frustrated, because that will imply that the anger is a little more intense, right? Or you can use infuriated, I'm infuriated. That means anger mixed with a little impatience. All of these synonyms have a thin line of difference, but the difference is very, very important, because they improve, they refine your sentence, and they also make the context clearer, right? You can also say I'm exasperated, intensely angry or frustrated, a mixture of the two. I'm enraged, I'm furious, I'm outraged. Now, can you see the difference between saying I'm angry and I'm furious, right? So, I'm fuming, or wrathful is also you can use, but okay, you can avoid this one. But the intensity of your words can be improved, and this will also give you a better diction. You will be able to have alternatives, you will have a lot of synonyms, you will be able to use, okay, you get my point. I'm just saying the same thing again and again, but yes, you get my point. So I'm going to introduce a few of these words to you, and I will tell you how a simple word can also be an intense word, and a more intense and refined word, right? And you will see the difference yourself when you use it. So let's move from basic words to a little more intense words. Yeah. Excited. Other words could be enthusiastic or rejoiced. Intense, elated. I'm elated. More intense, I'm exhilarated, exalted. A little more intense, euphoric, ecstasy. You can always use all of these. But all of these, I told you, that have a thin line of difference. So please be careful about the context, right? And you can't use all words the same way. Like, you can't say, the way you say I'm excited, you can't say I'm euphoria, right? You have to know the correct form of the verb. So in his euphoria, ecstasy won't be I'm ecstasy. The way you say I'm excited, you say a look of ecstasy on his face, for example. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing these alternative words, okay? Try to look at the examples, the context as well, to understand how to use it. They're not always used the same way. Okay, next, interest. You can say curious, you can say attentive, you can say paying heed, right? Like, I'm interested in something, I'm curious about something, I'm paying attention to something, I'm paying heed to something. A little more intense, I'm fascinated, right? Or I'm absorbed into it. Little more intense, I'm intrigued by this, I'm engrossed in this, I'm immersed in this book. So much of difference between saying I'm interested in something and I'm engrossed into something, right? You see how you can refine your language just by by replacing some words and improving or increasing the intensity of the words, adding some power into your words. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Painful, hurtful, or aching. You know, it's painful, it's hurtful, it's aching. A little more intense, it's unbearable, it's heartbreaking, but depends on the context. You can't say it's heartbreaking when you've got hurt, right? When you've got an injury, you can't say that. So be careful about the context. It's agonizing, it's unendurable, that means unbearable. Little more intense, excruciating back pain. You know, if we just say my back is aching, it's okay. Excruciating back pain means immensely painful. Traumatic, it's a traumatic event. One we say it's a painful event, the other we say it's a traumatic event. You are adding some intensity into the words and the feeling, right? It's mortifying, this news was mortifying to hear, right? That means it was very painful to hear. Torturous, right? Again, keep comparing it to that basic word painful, and then painful, torturous, intensity improved, increased. Piercing, tormenting, right? All of these are more intense. Okay, the next one, happiness, joy, contentment, cheerfulness. Now a little more intense, elation, exhilaration, rapture, exaltation. Now yes, I did use a few of these words when I used the word excitement, but it's a mixture of excitement and happiness. So that's what I told you, that try and understand the context of the words, and sometimes they will be similar too. Bliss, little more intense, felicity, euphoria, jubilation, paradise, heavenly. Now paradise and heavenly don't exactly equal happiness, but the context is similar, right? We always use the words heavenly and paradise when it comes to a lot of when it comes to extreme happiness, so that also matters. Very well, so I've given you a few examples for today, and I will do a few more words as and when I keep finding these words. I will keep doing part 2, part 3, part 4 of vocabulary. Let me know if this actually helped you to learn words better and to improve your vocabulary, and if this method does help you, because this is a trial and error for me too. So if this does help you, because it works for me, let me know and I will come up with more and more of such words. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any doubts. And now I take a lot of sessions on Clappingo, so you can always book your sessions with me on Clappingo. I will leave a coupon code below. You can use that as well for some additional discounts. And as you know that I teach only on Clappingo, I do not take personal English teaching classes, but I do take consultancy classes wherein I take classes just, for those of you who cannot attend classes regularly or want to understand what is it that is stopping you from learning, why are you not able to learn, I take some consultancy classes. And you can email me to know more details about the classes, the prices, the timings, etc. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.